There was a lot going on Raw today. It started off really slow, but let's get into it. Let me do top commenter of the day. That the ending of Raw soured the show for me. That may not have been the case for everybody else. I understand the storytelling. I don't need an explanation on that. I just didn't like it. It is what it is. But y'all enjoy it however you want. I didn't like it. Hello Kayla, Nika, Alexis, Tay, Pierre, Danny. Hello. Hello to you, Aaliyah. All right. So shout out to everybody who came in early, and that's why I just gave everybody top commenter of the day today because y'all was in here on time, and I was a minute or two behind. So, let's get into it. So Monday Night Raw has come and gone, ladies and gentlemen, and it was a slow start to the show initially, and then it began to pick up later on as the show progressed. Okay. So let's get into what we did see and what was very prominent and very interesting. For some reason, they have let's start off with the matches that I actually enjoyed. Okay. So today we had to finish up with the qualifier matches for Monday Night Raw. And we got two of those matches today. And those two matches were probably this match was hands down my favorite match of the night. It was Kairi Sane, Lyra Valkyria, Shayna Baszler, and these three went at it, and it was such a good matchup. All three of these women were former NXT Women's Champions. Pat McAfee was not on commentary today, and they did not give a reason as to why. Michael didn't give a reason as to why. Nobody knew why Pat wasn't there, but he wasn't. And Miz was on commentary with Michael, and he did a pretty damn good job until he had to end up wrestling to defend his championship at the end of the day. And to me, I still don't like it, and it is what it is. So, anyways, um, I'm not a fan of it, but it is what it is. They did what it's to further the story, and that's fine. Do you? But I will say this: the girls put on an excellent match today. Lyra, Shayna, Kairi, awesome match. The ending of that match, I thought it could have went to Kairi Sane. I would have loved if Kairi was in that match. That would have been fun, but I don't want it to be overloaded with I don't want it to be overloaded with teams in there again, and we have to, then have to deal with what we dealt with last year, which was um them teaming up. Everybody was teaming up with each other, and nobody was really wrestling except for Zelina. And I was just like, oh, that was ugh, ugh. That was ill. Okay. So I really despise that. I really hated that. But anyways, um we're gonna move on from there because this was actually a really good match. I really loved it. So let's move on to the other qualifier, which was Gable, Bronson, and Braun. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of this qualifier match as I was of the previous matches, and of course Shayna, Kyrie, and Lyra's. Chad being in it wasn't the issue. It was Bronson and Braun Strowman being in it that I had a problem with. That I don't know. I think it's a chemistry thing with those two. But this match wasn't as fun until it got towards the end. I didn't like the fact that Braun was taken out of the fight before the fight could even really get like going, and Judgment Day just attacked him and took him out. I mean, I know that there's a thing between him and Judgment Day at the moment, but at this point, it's just like let the match go over the way it was going to go over. If they were going to cost him the championship, cost him the qualifier, fine, but like it was just the way that it was done. I didn't like it. And then Chad ended up hitting his moonsault off the top turnbuckle and he qualified. And of course, that's when the lights went out and Wyatt Six showed their heads again with the female member of the faction who we all know is Nikki Cross at this point. If you don't know, that is Nikki Cross. She came out there not only to obviously scare the living hell out of Chad Gable, but to deliver a message. And the message was on a VHS tape. And I was like, bitch, who got a VCR in 2024? Who has a VCR in 2024 that works, girl? I said, oh my God, honey. So they finally got it to work in production and we were able to hear or see what was on the tape. And what was on the tape was very heart-wrenching. And I know that this is a storyline, but you have to understand that there's real emotion here with Bo Dallas, aka Taylor Rotunda, and he is expressing his feelings to the other half of him in Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy is sitting there and he's asking him how he feels and if he is truly happy. And when Bo Dallas makes the answer, he looks so much like his brother. He sounds like his brother. And they brought up the questions that a lot of fans have been asking that I thought were very disrespectful and distasteful questions. And they were like, they basically were saying, don't you think, Uncle Howdy essentially was like, don't you think you're, using your brother's legacy? And Bo Dallas was like, ever since he was a kid, he's always looked up to his brother. He's always wanted to be his brother. And he said he wasn't going to just let his legacy die with him. He wanted to finish what he started. And he said we were supposed to do this together. He was supposed to take me with him. And then when he died, everything died with him. And that just broke my heart. And I felt so bad for him. It's really hard to see it play out like that and not feel sadness when you see him, because it's not just a storyline anymore when you see him like that. Even though he may be acting, those are still real emotions. It's very raw for him. Bray died 10 months ago, almost a year ago. So it's not that long ago that Bray Wyatt, we saw him. It's very, very raw for a lot of people, especially for his family. So to see Taylor there struggling with his brother's death and trying to stand on his own 2 feet in this story and really bring what his brother started to life, that's very difficult. And I hope that he can continue to do it and it doesn't affect him in a negative way. I hope that this helps him work through his grief. Um, the Wyatt Sick is very, very creepy, but it was Bray Wyatt's dream from the beginning. And I hope that WWE does them justice and does Bray Wyatt justice, and they are able to portray the story the way that Bray Wyatt wanted it to be portrayed. But from the looks of it, it's very emotional, it's very raw, and then they're going to start the story, and you can hear it when he says, I wanted to make sure they never forgot, and we made them remember. And Uncle Howdy says, yes, we did. And then the tape cuts off. So it's very, 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 very emotional. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I could do this one. Like, I'm genuinely creeped out by a lot of things, but this one kind of it just broke my heart a lot. And I felt very bad for his family. And I felt very bad for his brother, because his brother was the closest thing to him besides his children and JoJo. But they were close. They meant everything to each other. So it's very, very, very emotional. especially if you were a massive fan of his. That could be very gut wrenching for you. Lexa said, I cried. It's supposed to be unnerving, but you could feel Taylor's pain radiating. It's very, very painful for him, and I can see that. This segment got me. You could feel the pain, and I wanted to hug that man. I mean, yeah, yeah. A year in August, yeah. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna feel like that for a lot, for a minute. But I'm glad that he's able to continue to push through and do this, because this would be difficult for me if I had to do something like this. I would probably lose my fucking mind. We as fans say we'll never get over losing Bray, but their family will never get over losing Wyndham. I don't think nobody ever gets over any type of loss or grief. I think you just learn how to grit your teeth and bear with it. It becomes something that you carry with you. It's a part of that extra baggage. For his family, it's a heavier load to carry. And I feel very, very bad for them. I never know how they feel because, you know, we didn't know Wyndham. We only knew Bray Wyatt. And we got a glimpse of Wyndham through Bray Wyatt. So that mausoleum line was heavy. The whole thing was heavy, if I'm being honest. The whole thing. Taylor is going to put his whole being into this angle. I was like, okay, sir, we putting the machine behind you. We got you. Very well, very much so. I will say this. In this particular format of what we're seeing with the Wyatts, they're not as chaotic. The storyline is not as chaotic as it was before in terms of how Bray Wyatt had it structured. You really didn't understand a lot of what he was providing if you weren't, really trying to deep dive into the lore of what he was creating. With Taylor, it's different. It's coming across from a place of grief and pain. And in that grief and pain, he was able to address some of the concerns that a lot of people had online when it came to this particular story and what he was trying to portray. Essentially, what he said is, I've been here from the beginning. And this was supposed to be my time to finally ascend. We were supposed to take over, and then everything got snatched from me. Everything was ripped from me. And now here you are questioning whether my dedication is honoring my brother's legacy. I think for those of you who had the questions, you got your answers. And I would hope that in the very near future that you would learn how to mind your motherfucking business and let people do what they're doing. On that note, I'll let the Wyatt Six speak for themselves. Okay? Because I don't want no smoke. I'm like Jay Uso. I'm okay. They could keep the fireflies. No, I want no problems. I don't want no problems. Okay? Have to come in there like Chance the Rapper. One more label trying to stop me. It's gonna be some dreadhead niggas in your line. Be you want the problem for the problem. You don't. Okay. So let's get into the rest of the show. Now, Chad Gable went back there and tried to get Otis to get back on his side. And Otis said, you know what? I'm sorry that you're going through what you're going through. But I promised you that if you hurt them, that was the line that I was never going to let you cross again. So he was like, we're done. And I meant what I said. And then Maxine said, you did a lot of bad things, Chad, but you really hurt Otis to his core. And she said, I think he just needs some time. So maybe I can talk to him and you guys can kind of rectify your relationship. Chad Gable stood there. Maxine went inside. And this is when this happened. Now, I told y'all motherfucking asses that these three, Tweedledee, Dumb, and Mini Me, was going to show up. I told y'all that eventually they was going to put them together and have them in a group. Why? Number one, because Chad Gable need them. Okay. And number two, because the Creed brothers ain't been able to get over since they ass has been on the main roster. They've had great matches. They've looked amazing. Ivy's had good matches. She's looked amazing, but they ain't really even been able to hit that stride yet. So what they gonna do is give Chad Gable and the Creed brothers and Ivy the Kurt Angle treatment. Huh? Okay? We're gonna give them the Kurt Angle, the Shelton Benjamin, the Charlie Haas treatment. Huh? Okay? They got to in order for it to work. Okay? Now, I've been telling you that that's what they gonna do. Okay? I've been telling you. I've been screaming it, hollering. All right? It is coming. Okay? It's coming. She said, hell, me and Nicole will single-handedly carry the Wyatt sick ourselves if we have to. Howdy has to be a deity that is feeding off Taylor's grief, obviously. Tim says, keep that creeper shit over there. That's when y'all see the videos that I'm getting ready to. I finally got done editing the videos, and I'm gonna put them up before the live is over with when I do it on Instagram. Y'all can find my Instagram and scrolling at the bottom if you want to see the live reactions and everything to what happened tonight on Monday Night Raw. All of that will be posted on here. It'll be posted on Instagram and TikTok because YouTube, they don't play that shit. And I only post one video over on Twitter, the funniest ones that I can find. I will post over there with the smallest clips. So there's that. But child, I was over there singing all types of gospel songs when Nikki Cross brought her ass out there because you was not about to sit. I don't want nothing you got. I don't want nothing you got, baby. Get your ass over there. I'm going to go back to Eden and live on top of the world. That's where I'm going. I don't want nothing to do with that. Y'all can go live in y'all darkness. Okay? I felt bad for thinking Bo Taylor was fine. He looks like his brother to me. All I see is Bray Wyatt when I saw him. I saw him in his eyes. I can see it when he talks. That is all I saw and heard. It scared the living daylights out of me. I was like, ain't he singled out? Nicole! Close your legs together, Nicole. Close them. She said, don't talk about my boys. And I will. And I will. And will. Girl, he a flat earther and a reptilian believer. I mean, okay. let Bo Dallas believe what he want to believe, honey. And we don't know if none of that is true. We don't know if any of that is true. So let's not say that. We don't know if that's true. I mean, men are only so much well-rounded. Essentially, what she's saying is she can change him, which is not true. I don't care how good your pussy is. You can't. You can't change him. He is who he is. She said, hell, half that locker room is goofy. You're right. But anyways, she said, I was asking if you meant that you were talking about him being a flat earther. Okay. They all look like him. Bray and Mika look the same in different fonts. They all look like it was so scary to see it in my face. I'm looking at, I'm like, that he's talking. I know that that's Taylor, but that's scary. It was scary. She said, don't turn it to live for fuck's sake. But y'all trust what I'm saying, that this is happening. It's happening. It's happening. Okay. Now, speaking of horror bells, okay. Hold on. Let me pull up horror bells right quick. I gotta get the picture of her. So Horribells decided that she wanted to go out to the ring and call Dom out there for whatever reason. And she essentially had sent a whole bunch of gifts to the Judgment Day's locker room. And essentially what she sent them was chicken nuggets. They had a game in there. Um and some other stuff or whatever. And I was like, okay, girl. So she came out there begging and pleading for Dominic to bring his tall, lanky ass, pigeon toed ass out there. And he doesn't come out there. Zelina Vega come out there. Okay. Zelina come out there. And Zelina essentially goes, you and I got some unfinished business, bitch. Like, your ass is out here begging and pleading for Dirty Dom to fuck you and shit. And what I'm not gonna do is act like you don't owe, I don't owe you no damn receipt. Okay, that's what we not gonna do. We not gonna pretend like I don't owe your ass a receipt, bitch. Okay. And Liv was like, I don't really have time for any of this right now. I have no time for this. And she basically, Zelina Vega is like, you know what? Since you forgetting something, you got a championship on your arm, and all you keep running around here doing is screaming and hollering for Dominic, Daddy Dom this and Daddy Dom that. She was like, bitch, you the champ. You need to be focusing on your championship before somebody like me come along and snatch it from you. She was like, girl, I ain't never forgot about my championship. That's how I got here. And that's how I'm going to stay here. And she rattles it off again. I was the last person to pin Rhea Ripley. I was the one who put little Becky Lynch into retirement. I was like, girl, we're tired. And she said, I haven't forgotten anything. This is the most important thing in my life. So if you'll excuse me, I got something business I got to take care of. She said, no. What you gonna do is give me a championship match against you for that title tonight here in Indianapolis. And Liv was like, no, maybe next week, but not today. Okay, thank you. And she was like, girl, I don't. Here come Dom. As soon as Zelina got ready to talk, Dom came out there. He couldn't talk because the crowd was cutting him off. Okay, now prior to this, Liv Horribell ass done sent out text messages with I don't know, I guess she decided with her goofy ass to send him a message of her naked, or it was implied that she was sending messages that he needed to see her in all her glory or whatever the fuck she was trying to do. He didn't really say anything about what he saw. They just alluded to the text message being sexually suggestive. Okay, this is the best. This is the way everybody looked at it. They made it look like that's what was happening. Damian Priest was like, you need to handle this shit because she is getting in the way. Okay, she is getting on our nerves. All right, and we need you to take care of this because she's a distraction. Now, Nicole said she wishes she could be me. Child. She said, I ain't got to be weird, a weird pick me to pull peen. I'm a Scorpio. They come naturally. Not a weird pick me. Not a weird pick me. Remy D said in his past voice, she said she got that Jezebel spirit. Jezebel spirit is wild. That's a wild shit. I can't. Liv is giving me little sister having a crush on her big brother's friend. No, because Liv is older than him. Ew. Ew. It's the fact that you call him Daddy Dom and it's nasty. That just sounds nasty. It feels gross. I feel Dom is slowly starting to have feelings. He in denial. He just need to say what he need to say. Child, at this point, do whatever, because I'm just tired. My mom's in there watching the rest of Raw, y'all. So excuse her if y'all hear her hollering. Horror Bells would be a banger for a Christmas song. Don't he look like Cruella? Right? Give him all them 101 Dalmatians. Give it all to him. That's where I get it from. I get it from her. Y'all hear her? Mama. Mama! My God! Girl, you do that downstairs when he be up here in the room. Sitting up there lying. It's crazy that Damien is the only one that's liked on Raw. Well, he can take 100. I'm taking 100. The 100 first. Well, anyways, so Dom basically was like, I want anybody to have that championship other than Liv Morgan. And Zelina was like, bitch, I don't need your approval to take that championship from her after all the shit you put us through in the LWO and the way you behaving and been acting. Father, fuck you and everything you got going, my nigga. Because what you talking about is some bullshit. Okay? She walked up the dime and then Liv basically grabbed the girl by her hair and slammed her on the ground. So they started fighting. All right. And Ray came in there and pulled them apart. And then Dom pushed Rey Mysterio on the floor. Now we stuck with another Rey versus Dom match on Monday Night Raw. Let me tell you something, Kratos. Let me tell your bald-headed ass something. You make another fucking match between Rey Mysterio and Dominic within the next 2 years, and I promise you, you're going to see me, goddammit. I am tired of seeing those two motherfuckers wrestling every goddamn time I turn around. Any format of it, triple threat, okay? Tag team, 6-man tag team, Iron Man, WrestleMania, okay? I'm tired. Find something else. Find someone else, okay? Because we're tired. All right? Now, goddammit, Dominic Mysterio shouldn't even still be feuding with his father. Do you know it has been almost 3 years? 3 motherfucking years that they have been fighting? I can't make it up even if I try. I can't make it up. I am tired. I'm tired. Okay? We are tired. Tell them, Remy, because we tired. I'm tired. Right. Kayla, now I can understand Damian, Drew, and Seth, but Dirty Dom, girl. Ain't none of them with Rhea Ripley, are they? So the whole point of Liv Morgan's revenge tour is not only to take away her championship, she put her on the shelf, but not only that, she wants to take everything from her, which she slowly is able to do. Because I'm telling y'all, Seth Rollins is getting that championship back at Money in the Bank, and Damian Priest is going to be out of Judgment Day, which means they probably going to be more susceptible to Liv Morgan's her advances for taking over the group than you would believe. Okay? They're going to be more susceptible to all that shit. Mark my fucking words. All right? Mark my words. Judgment Day is going to implode. And it's going to be because of Liv Morgan, but it's also going to be because of Damian Priest's greed and his idiocy. But we're going to get to Damian Priest. Okay, let's talk about Damian Priest. Let's talk about it. Because Damian brought his ass out there and decided he wanted to pop off. He was very Kendrick today. Well, he was giving very much Drake. Seth Rollins was giving Kendrick. He decided he wanted to come out there and talk a lot of shit. This is my show. It's my championship. I'm the champ. And as long as I'm champion, you'll never be champion again. Seth freaking Rollins said, hold up, wait a minute. Let me get some music. And then what you talking about? What? I had to go put on my Sunday's best. Because last week you upstaged me on my return. And I ain't like that too much. So I heard from a little birdie, that you was coming out here to talk some more shit. So I had to make sure I talked to Troy right quick to hook me up with some good. And then I came out here to come talk to you right quick. So in the words of LA Knight, let me talk to you. Okay. First of all, you had 2 title championship matches. Did. And in both of those matches, you had some type of interference, because you could say if it wasn't for CM Punk, your ass would not be champion right now. You could also say that in the match with Jey Uso, if it wasn't for the Judgment Day, your ass would not be champion right now. So who knows if you can stand on your own 2 feet as champion? You have yet to prove that. But I guarantee you this, okay? I didn't come out here to shit on you and make you feel bad and talk a lot of shit. I didn't do that. I actually respect you. But the only problem I got with you is that you interrupted me last week and came out here and upstaged me. So since you did that to me, I'm going to return the favor. Here's the deal. We're going to have our match at Money in the Bank. Show enough, straight up. We're going to fight it out. But let's up the ante. Let's make this nice little gentleman's bet. You feel me? Let's put a nice little stipulation in there. Throw in there, stir up the pot a bit. If you beat me at Money in the Bank, you are right, sir. As long as you are World Heavyweight Champion, I can never challenge for the title again. But if I beat you, matter of fact, when I beat you, you have to leave the Judgment Day. And then we will truly see if you can stand on your own 2 feet like I did. Then we'll see. We'll see how well you can fight and stand on your own when you don't have nobody to come and save you. We'll see. And he said, do we have a deal? And Damian Priest was real quick to accept. But before he did that, he put his foot in his mouth and he was like, Seth, you got this all wrong, baby. You got this all wrong, okay? I don't need the Judgment Day as much as the Judgment Day needs me. I was like, bitch, see? Pardoname. What? Oh. Honeybees. Honeybees. He was like, they need me. Okay, they need me to keep them together. I'm the glue that holds this family together. Without me, they ain't nothing. Damian Priest Seth said, ooh, them's fighting words, but do we have a deal? And of course, Damian Priest accepted. Now, after they did their little gentleman's handshake, that's when the other challenger came out. You see, Ma! God damn it. Now, the other challenger, the winner of the King of the Ring tournament. We all know that both of the winners were already guaranteed a title shot at SummerSlam. So, because of that title shot, Gunther is already slated to go to SummerSlam. But that doesn't mean that the current champion is going to be the one to head into SummerSlam. That is subject to change. Sir, Gunther came out there and Gunther says, Seth freaking Rollins, you set the tone for this championship and created a title that was coveted, that is prestigious, that is worth fighting for. And Damian Priest, you are the current holding Monday Night Raw and carrying it on your back. He said, I'm looking forward to this match at Money in the Bank. And I'm looking forward to the best man winning. But he said, make no mistake, while the best man may be the winner out of you two, whoever's the best will be the lesser to me. I'm walking out of SummerSlam as your world heavyweight champion. And then he dropped the mic and left. Now, there are very few times where I give Gunther props on anything, but Gunther whooped both of their ass in that damn promo. Gunther said, I think you cool and you cool, but I'm better than both of y'all. And I'm going to beat whoever one of y'all win. It don't matter. I'm going to whoop both of y'all ass at SummerSlam. If it's you, Priest, if it's you, Seth, it don't matter. I'm going to be the one who becomes the victor. Either way. Either way, either way, I'm winning. Ciao. Gunther dropped the mic and walked his ass up out of there. And Seth and Damien just standing there with their mouths open. Baby, he tore their asses up. But let me tell you something else. Zelina Vega ate Liv Morgan's stupid ass up on that microphone today, and it was easy work. It was easy work. She ate her ass up. Y'all say fuck y'all won't, but Liv Morgan can't hardly talk. And she got her ass ate up. Ate up. Do you hear me? She got her ass ate up. I believe Seth gonna win too. I believe he gonna win too. Oh my God, he is Cruella. I told y'all. He is Drake. He is Drake, and motherfucking Seth is Kendrick. Stop playing. Stop playing. I'm watching Race to Survive, and oh my God, this dude lost this damn fish. I would have. Nicole. I can't watch that show. It gives me so much anxiety. It gives me so much anxiety. Oh yeah, that coat took 102 Dalmatians. They do need to have Damien by himself. He got to do a Jay Uso and leave to be better. What do you mean? Mama, you're not watching it live, honey. Girl, I need to take you to the doctor. It's something wrong with you. Seth's pants look like the Spy versus Spy coat 101 Dalmatians, and Gunther looked like Grimace from McDonald's. I won't say all that. I like Gunther's suit. It was simple. It's minimalist at best, but he always dressed pretty nicely. As far as Seth, I like this. His outfit was dope. He said, X-Men Forever said, I am sick with the whole Dom and Liv Morgan storyline. Child, we all tired at this point, okay? We are all tired. Tired of the way he treats me. Okay, tired of the ghetto drama. Tired of the baby mamas. We tired, honey. We're tired. So I love it because of the anxiety. I can't do it. I can't do it, Nicole. It makes my nerves bad. Seth versus Gunther gonna hit. It's gonna hit for sure. But Liv Morgan is on a mission to make sure that the Judgment Day chooses her over anybody else, right? And when she talked to R-Truth, she knows that R-Truth is in his own little world. So she manipulated him into giving the tag team titles, giving up the tag team titles, and giving a match to the Judgment Day. And now I cannot say in good conscience that I am okay with this. I am not, because at this point, you could have just let JD McDonough run with the championships, and then you could have had Damian Priest, like you could have had them win it at Mania, I believe is when they had the tag team turmoil, the tag team match with on the ladder. Like y'all wasted a lot of time, and I know that Miz and Truth got they moment to be champions again, but at this point, it pissed me off because it was an unnecessary. Now, Fandom been tag team champion 3 times within the last 2 years. The last 2 to 3 years, he's been tag team champion 3 times. And that's with Damian Priest twice and 1 time now with JD McDonough. So my thing is this. It's an unnecessary move to give them the tag team championships. I don't feel like that should have been the way you went. Okay. I understand that, it needs to be so that Liv is feeling comfortable, like everything is on her side. She's doing everything. I get the whole point of the story, but it was a waste of time to do all of this and go throughout the months with them having the tag team championships for you to now drop them back to Judgment Day once again. And we are stuck in this fucking cycle of them having the tag team titles locked up. You could have been building up the tag team division by now, and it would have actually been a budding division, something that's worthwhile to fight for those damn championships. But you didn't do that. And that's what's pissing me off the most. That's what makes me angry. I don't think she's playing a dumb blonde. Um, so she went after Truth, cost them the championships, and now JD and Finn are champions. And Liv came through there and was all cheesing and happy. Now you got 1 week. 1 week, because next week is the final week before you hit Money in the Bank, which is July 6th. And we are going to be stuck in this never-ending cycle of Judgment Day being champs. And I'm just not here for it. I'm just not. The other stuff that happened on Monday Night Raw was fairly simplistic. There wasn't a lot going on, but it was interesting to watch. When it comes to this match between Breakker and Ludwig, it was an okay match. Breakker ended up getting taken out by Ludwig, and he was getting ready to slam his body into the stairs, or like his head or whatever. And that's when Sheamus came out there and hit him with a high knee in the face. That took him out. And then you had Breakker basically spear Sheamus as he was getting ready to put Ludwig through a table. And Breakker got taken out by Sheamus. Sheamus got taken out by Breakker. And Breakker went to Pierce and basically bitched and moaned about how he's tired of people getting in his business. And I was like, so when you were backstage attacking people or going out there during matches and attacking people, it was okay because you felt the need to do so. But when somebody does it to you, it's a problem. When somebody's coming after your orange looking ass, it's a fucking problem. Nah, fam, turnabout is fair play. If you can dish it, then your bitch ass can take it. Period, point blank. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing, ho. That's just the way it is. Anyways, they went backstage. Brian Breakker went backstage bitching to Adam. And of course, Sammy ain't no bitch. He ain't no punk bitch. So he told Adam straight up, he was like, if this motherfucker wants a title shot, you could tell him that he got one, and I'll see his ass at Money in the Bank. And Brian Breakker was like, I'm going to destroy you. He was like, yeah, all right. That's when I would have slapped his bitch ass. Right there in his face. Looking like he colored. Just as colored as he want to be. Look at all these colors. We got orange. We got golden brown. We got a little red right here. A little rosado right there. We got a little brown right there. We got a little orange, a little yellow. See the yellow peeking through? Look at that. All them colors. All them colors. Mm-hmm. Got to stay out that tanning booth. Got to stay out that booth, honey. But anyways, we had one more match. Well, two more matches that was on the card. One of them was announced, the other wasn't. So we had Karrion versus Kofi. Karrion and Kofi both had decided they was going to leave their counterparts backstage. Kofi trusted that this was the move. Essentially, what Karrion did was he caused a little dissension between the New Day, and then he divided and conquered. He brought Kofi out. He knew Kofi would accept the challenge. Kofi accepted. They wrestled, and he made Final Testament take out Xavier. So Xavier was back there getting his ass whooped. Kofi got distracted, and Karrion was able to pick up the win. So officially, he now has 7 wins over former world champions. And I'm just looking like, So do everybody else in the company who are prominent in this company. They have multiple wins over multiple champions, whether they be tag team world champions, whether they be singles world champions or mid card champions. A lot of people have wins over the world champions. What the fuck does that mean? It means nothing if you can't turn it into anything. You got Paul Ellering walking around like if he gets pushed at one moment, he gonna blow into a pile of dust. You got fucking AOP back there who look like they don't know which way they going or coming. Scarlett is just there at this point. And then Carrion claims to have all the plans and all the ideas, and he's got all the moves. But what we see is mediocrity. What we see is mediocrity, and I'm tired of your ass too. You either find something to do, or I'm just not gonna care no more. I'm just not. It was unnecessary. I can't wait for Rhea to come back. She gonna do some damage, and Dom is gonna get riptide. I can definitely see it. Hey, Chris. Hey. Now he looks sunburned. He look like a damn dip cone. He is very colored. He is very colored. He is colored. The fact he is Rick Steiner's son and Scott Steiner's nephew, I hope can do better than his father and uncle ever did. His father and uncle were WWE legends, probably some of the best wrestlers in the WWE. They were technically sound, especially his father. So he probably will do just fine. He's doing just fine now. So it is what it is. I am not feeling Breaker. He is just giving me Goldberg, and that's not it. Well, what they're building him up to be is to be similar to Brock Lesnar, but on a different level. And that's why it's coming across like it comes across like Brock Lesnar for me. And I don't care. I didn't care for Brock Lesnar. I definitely don't care for Braun Breaker if that's how they're gonna go. 7 wins. What is this? The AEW scoreboard or something? Then again, they don't follow that shit either. They definitely don't. They definitely don't. Facts. Like Cross isn't nothing special when it comes to that topic. The only problem I have with Cross is not that he isn't great in the ring, because he is. My problem with Cross is I don't understand what he's trying to do. And I need him to have some direction. I need him to do something. There's an issue with Final Testament. It's too much going on in Final Testament. It doesn't work because you got too much going on with Paul Ellering. You got a lot going on. AOP looked like 5 people back there. It looks like it's too much. It's crowded, and I feel overwhelmed when they come out, and I don't like it. So I immediately zone out when I see them. Karrion Cross looking like a J6 participant, being Puerto Rican will never be that not funny. Now he look like a January 6th participant. He definitely is not a January 6th participant. I can guarantee you that. The Steiner brothers, one of the most decorated tag champs and single title holders in their own. Cross is good, but what he's doing right now isn't hitting right. I was thinking this last week. There's too many people and no one's standing out. And then they don't stand out as a collective for good reason. Like, I just don't like it. It's very anxiety ridden when I see them. It's overwhelming. And I'm just like, no, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that at all. Now, one more match that they didn't announce, but they had. This was a tag team match. Isla and Alba were wrestling the Disco Twins, which is Kaden and Katana. They had a decent match with them. It was okay. Ultimately, Kaden and Katana lost to Alba and Isla. And it is what it is. So for now, we have some of the slots filled for the qualifier. The women's Money in the Bank qualifier matches have been filled. Now, there are 2 more matches that are set and ready to go for next week. We have the qualifier match between Candice, Jade, and Tiffany. For this Friday. And then we have the qualifier match for Naomi, Blair, and Indy. So two of these slots are going to be filled. And then we have one more qualifier match. The last qualifier match with Zoe Stark. I don't know who else. Let me make sure I get all the information right. Because they did post it. I just didn't catch it. I need the pictures. The crusty crab pizza is the pizza for you and me. Crusty crab, yeah, 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 is the pizza. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. My brain was like, I need to sing that song. Yeah, I definitely don't. The first thing that popped into my head, though. The first thing that popped into my head. So hold on. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. Also, did y'all see that they're gonna finally put out the WrestleMania doc and it's coming out next week on the 3rd, which is a Wednesday, and they're gonna put it on YouTube, you bastards. They're putting it on YouTube. You bastards. Ooh, these money in the bank graphics are eating. I hope these the real graphics. Okay. You're not taking a shower tonight? What's wrong with you? Tired? Okay. Ludwig Kaiser is injured. That's crazy. Okay. So next week we're gonna have one more qualifier for the women and for the men. And this is for Raw. So we're gonna have Zoe Starks, Dakota Kai, and Ivy Nile, and then it'll be Sheamus, Drew, and Ilya. And these are the final triple threat matches for Raw to fill in those slots for the current Money in the Bank ladder match. I wish you would have told me you was coming in and going to bed. I could have had this stuff off the bed for you already. All right. So right now, Brian Breaker and Sami Zayn are scheduled to compete at Money in the Bank for the Intercontinental Championship. And these are the current participants in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Jay Uso, and Chad Gable have qualified for the men. And we only have 3 qualifiers for the women because we still have 3 qualifier matches left. 2 of those matches are going to happen on SmackDown, which I just showed you, with the 3 sets of women. Stratton, Cargill, and LeRae. Hartwell, Davenport, and Naomi will compete this Friday to secure their slot for Money in the Bank. Okay. Let me get in here and get y'all comments in, and then I'll be out. Okay. I ain't going to keep y'all too long. I'm going to be petty, and I hope that you don't mind. But if I was talking across Like, listen, bitch, instead of trying to convince Xavier Wood that he's being held back, you should look at yourself and wonder why Dumb and Dumber and your wife hasn't won a title since y'all been together. So in that case, it is you holding everyone back around you back. Like, boy, bye. I mean, he the leader. Attitude reflect leadership. So it's a fair assessment. What is everyone's thoughts on the Wyatt Six? And I am waiting to see them actually wrestle. For right now, it's a pretty interesting story. I'm very curious as to how it's going to play out. What did you do with my bowl?
I left it downstairs.
Why? I wasn't finished with it.
Okay, I don't get it.
Let's go to get in the ring and start fighting some of these girls. I mean, yeah, because she actually is a very good wrestler. Facts, Kayla, have you looked around your own house instead of looking at others? I have the same question. Are they going to wrestle as Wyatt Six characters or under their own names? Clearly, they're going to be the Wyatt Six characters that they are portraying. I don't see them being anything other than that. We saw they haven't named what these characters are, but we know that they represent some form of what Bray introduced in terms of, like, characters, but we haven't been introduced to who these characters' names are yet. So we only know them as the Wyatt Six. When they wrestle, I don't know. I'm very curious as to how that will go. I hope it's Jade and Naomi. I still hate AOP on the Kendrick level for what they did to Kevin and Joe years ago. Scarlett can wrestle, and I'm surprised they haven't let her at least have dark matches. About freaking time. On the wrestling documentary, it's been about 84 years. Oh yeah, but it's coming out this next week. That's when we will finally get to hear what The Rock got to say and what Roman has to say and what Cody has to say and what everybody that's involved has to say about this documentary. It's a very intimate documentary into the backstage happenings, and if you don't want that and you like staying in kayfabe, then I wouldn't recommend you watch it. But I actually like knowing about the inner workings of everything and having a clear understanding of how it was put together or why it was put together the way that it was. I think it helps me to understand what I'm watching. It doesn't change how I watch it. I still watch it in kayfabe because that's what I enjoy doing. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that was Monday Night Raw. I'm going to get out of here because tomorrow we are going to be watching NXT. I always come back and do NXT for everybody tomorrow. And NXT is an interesting show. They don't really get the shine that they deserve. But the ending of NXT last Tuesday were these four men all clamoring for that championship. And if I was Ava, I would make it a ladder match and have it a fatal four-way ladder match for the NXT championship at NXT Heatwave, because they got to do something to recover from NXT Battleground, because Battleground was atrocious. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. Okay. With all that being said, loves, thank you so much for listening to me rant and rave about wrestling. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure that you subscribe. Okay. Ring the whore bells, okay, and subscribe. Make sure you click the subscription. Make sure you click the notification bell, okay. Ring your whore bell so that you can make sure you are notified when I go live every single time. Okay. And don't forget to join the membership. When I hit 10 members, I'm going to start doing videos catered to you guys in the membership. So the videos will be exactly what you want because you're paying for it. Okay. Okay. So subscribe to the membership. There's 2 levels to the membership. All right. Now, you guys can always send donations in the super chat. You can always make sure you can donate to the Cash App to help me keep my channel up and running. And you can always do that by supporting the channel with memberships. Very soon, I'm going to give away 1 month membership to people who come in the live early and on time. I have to get that going because I've been promising it and it is coming. Once I hit 10 members, we're going to start doing some members only lives and videos where I talk about the books that the wrestlers have written. So we've got Drew McIntyre's book. We've got Becky's book that recently came out. We have the Bella Twins book, which I've been getting a lot of requests to read and talk about their book as well. There are a couple books on Audible that are books for, you know, that are books that are written by the wrestlers or written about the wrestlers. Some of these are autobiographies and others aren't. There's some wrestlers like Daniel Bryan who has a book. Jericho has 2 books. So if you want me to read specific books and give you guys a blow by blow of the books, then I will do that. The videos I'm gonna put out there are gonna go in 5 chapter intervals. So I'm not sitting up here reading a whole book to tell y'all about it. So if you want to see all of that and be a part of all of that, and of course to be a part of the members only lives where we talk and just chill, then you got to subscribe, okay? And you get your own emojis in there. You have the super chat. It allows your comments to be seen first. You'll be the first one seen because you're a member. Um, you get a lot of perks. Plus, you get a bigger discount on the merchandise if you become a member. So you can either be a citizen of the United States of Tiffany or you can be a tourist of the United States of Tiffany. It's totally up to you. And as the channel grows, I will up the perks of the channel. So be mindful of that. Thank you so much for coming in and being a part of the United States of Tiffany because we are lit over here. Okay. We're ringing our horror bells. Okay. So I appreciate y'all for coming in here and raving with me and chilling and listening, talking about Raw. Overall, Raw was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was okay. It did what it was supposed to do, but it was decent. Okay. There were parts that were better than others. And that's what I'll say when it comes to that. But other than that, it was a good show. And I hope you guys, if you haven't seen it, watch it in the playback on Hulu or something. And I'll see you guys tomorrow when we come in and we rant and rave about NXT. Love y'all. Bye.